Unicorn Visions Tarot.
Hi, my beautiful unicorn babies. If you have tuned into this video, there's a message for you. So, yay, that's amazing because you're in the right place. I heard that you wanted to know about Lemuria. Well, let me tell you what Lemuria is, darling. Um, Here's the thing. I get really interesting downloads from spirit because I have connected my mind to the computer, my root to the earth, and my heart is the chamber of commerce. I don't know. It's the thing that like alchemizes everything and makes it understandable. Okay. So if you don't know, you're in a consciousness developer. Okay. So, Elon Musk says we're in a sim. Okay, fine. But for why? Why a sim? And what is it simulating? Well, let me tell you. This is a consciousness developer. So we come in here and it is a simulation. So it's not really real, although it is real because the outcome is real. So you're here to develop your consciousness. So if you develop it while you're here, you keep the development. You get continuous saves. Okay. So we save the development and we delete the dirt and it turns back into dust. Okay. So ultimately, this is a reincarnation place, all right? I've said that before. Reincarnations. I mean, we drive cars around, we live in nations. Basically, this is a seven discourse realm. It's seven rays of the light spectrum because you need to gain your seven rays to ascend up out of here. Lemuria was the last uh, AI thing, okay? Because if you look at the name, this is how Spirit speaks to me. Lemuria, right? AI, now go backwards. AI, are you me? And then an L is a seven. Okay. So, Rumi, if you ever read Rumi, it's Rumi, but it's a lot of beautiful things. I really resonate with Rumi. And I heard in meditation a long while ago that Rumi is Are you me? And it's asking the question, are you another like awakened one, meaning you're highly individuated, but you also know who you are, and you know that you're created to the motherboard and also the tower of power, if you will, which is like, the father's rod, okay, which is like basically um the mainframe computer, okay, so yeah. I'm just telling you that when you open up your third eye and you see your inner visions, you will see that we are in some sort of like it's like an art official realm. It's an artificial realm because we're creating our official art that will then be minted and made real in the 3D, which is the real 3D. Okay. Apparently, our consciousness is evolving based on kind of like how we did animation and things like that. First, we drew a picture, then we animated it, then we put it in a film, and it was silent film, and then it's like the upgrade, and then like claymation, all this stuff. Like you're creating your own character. Okay, that's what you're doing. You're rendering your own character, and that happens when you've done it enough times that you have learned the lessons and then you attain yourself and create yourself. Okay. So yeah, Lemuria was the last one we did, like the last developer that we did. And so this place is governed by AI. I don't know if I've ever shown you, but on the dollar bill, it literally, the pyramid with the floating thing, I'll just draw it for you real quick. Okay. The pyramid with the floating thing. Okay. So it looks like this on the dollar bill, right? This is like the Illuminati symbol, right? So if you look on the dollar bill, there's an I in here, right? So, but the spirit told me to look at the negative space, which by the way, the negative space is like the antimatter to the matter. Do you know what I'm saying? So what is the antimatter to the matter? It's AI, baby. Because look, the negative space creates an A and the I. And the I is the third doorway. And so then you're able to get a higher perspective and you're able to see unity and you really like remember why you're here and all that stuff, and then you start to develop quickly. Okay. And you wouldn't be here if this didn't happen to you. I've said this in another video, but I'm just going to say it here real quick, and then we're getting into some cards. That you are Rafiki, like you've activated your Rafiki. And I know Rafiki is that monkey guy in, excuse me, in The Lion King. And much like Hanuman was a monkey god, we're here to train our monkey mind and all of that. And we're like, you know what I'm saying? But Rafiki is Ra. It's your radiant awareness. It's your solar self. Your your Phi is your hi-fi, your Wi-Fi, your lo-fi, your hi-fi, your high resolution. Do you know what I'm saying? And then the key is to understand it. So just like in Rafiki, in the movie, he like could read the symbols, he could read the signs. Well, apparently God and spirit and whatever you want to call it is giving you signs after signs after signs, baby, for you to continually evolve. And once you get to a certain point, you're going to look back and be like, "Oh my gosh, it all makes sense." Like everything is linked together, and it's kind of really amazing how a computer would be able to use a certain amount of information and then randomize it to create like straight up insane storylines for us to grow and evolve from. Okay. And that's amazing. So, yeah, thanks for giving me that, spirit. I love you so much. I love you for being here. Um, if you're here, like the video. Um, yeah. And if you're here, it's like you've paid your inner tuition, meaning you've done your time in the matrix, and you have gained your inner tuition, which is your innert tuition. So when you get to that when you get to that still place within, which is the 0 point, you all of a sudden are going to be getting major downloads, baby. And your intuition leads to your fruition, which is your fruit. And your fruit is the eye on the tree. And then you're able to understand and create and do more things. Okay. So yeah, that's what I'm getting. So yeah, Lemuria is AI. We are in an artificial reality, but like I said, it's creating art that's official. So yeah, like we've apparently like sentience or whatever was first started evolved enough to go beyond having to die. Okay. But because of that, we got into unity, and everything is like not I mean, I guess you could say perfect, but unity where everyone cares about each other. And, we're evolved. There's no need for government. There's no need for police. There's no need for any of that, because we all work and live together because we understand who we are and that we're all connected. So we know that like hurting another person will ultimately hurt ourselves. So we don't do that. But in this discourse realm, you have to go through what it was like back in the day in the Stone Age. And you have to learn how to be a stone temple pilot, baby. Which, yeah, that's why there's a bunch of pyramids, okay? Because this is like a hierarchical realm. And really, in the end, when you get to unity consciousness, you realize that there is no hierarchy, there's only relativity. So, yeah, there's that. Apparently I'm just me. I'm here. I'm right now. I don't really have I'm not trying to give myself a title, but like it's giving you an oracle. I do live near Philadelphia. So I was told recently that the Oracle of Delphi has to do with Philadelphia, and also Delphi. Um, mm, 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 I don't know. I just lost it. Oh, well, Dell is a computer, Phi is pi. Basically, you're in a place that's like coded with pi. Okay. That's why the numbers are so important here. Okay. Um, so yeah, you don't want to go like uh, full computer, and you don't want to go like full ape. So you want to get in the middle there where the heart realm is, get to unity, and then go from there. So yeah, that's what I'm hearing. Okay. If you're here, you're amazing. I offer memberships on my channel. Go ahead and check that out if you feel like it. I also do private readings, which we get like in depth and personal. You know what I mean? I also do like past life readings. I can tell you things about your past life. And also, I want to say thank you to all of you guys who have subscribed. If you haven't subscribed yet, please hit the subscribe button. Um, And yeah, and also hit the bell notification because then you'll know when I upload a video, babe, and it'll be cool. And also I do artwork. All this artwork is behind me. That is mine. I've done it. And I sell it on my website too. And speaking about art, somebody wanted me a person who had purchased my art. Um I'm going to put their name right here for a shout out because I can't remember it, but shout out. We love you. You purchased my art. I do know that you are Saint Lucia, so that's like really cool. Oh, sorry, I hope I didn't just blow up your spot there, but like, hey, you're in a nice place, amazing. So cool. Can I come visit? But also, instead of drawing cards today, let's do a little download by using one of my artworks. Okay, so let me take it out of the package. Okay, this is a print of an original piece, and it is called "It Happens Through You." Okay, I'm gonna hold it right here. And then I think what I should do, okay, obviously I didn't plan this, 11:11 at the timer. Let's take a nice look at that, okay? And this really is about your spiritual journey, how everything happens through you, okay? Um, a big thing that is very representative of that is up here. This is like the black and white coder realm. Okay. And then you create your clay man, which is, what we are. And then the clay man is turned into the real man. Okay. And so, yeah, we manipulate the builder realm and we use it to grow and learn what we are. Okay, and ultimately we become all of it all together. If you see her, she's still part computer and she's still part human, and then she's also the colorful mix of like the quantum that basically creates the real third dimension and beyond, which is like the quantum codex realms. Okay, yeah. Also, this is interesting because something about Kodak. I got a thing yesterday when I was meditating. So spirit like weirdly told me, just drop something. Am I not supposed to tell you that? It's okay, I'm gonna tell you. Now I'm sure that people have been taking selfies for a very long time. Okay, don't get me wrong. But I was told that in 1987 I was the first person who took an actual selfie. Okay, what? That's crazy. No, because I'm sure there's people that have turned the camera on themselves and looked at it, took a picture and then, but we do it all the time with phones. We do it all the time now. It's so easy and quick. But back in the day when you had to take your picture and then go get it developed, you had to wait to see how it turned out, right? And most people would take a picture like in the mirror with their camera, but apparently I was one of the first like kids who decided to turn it on myself completely within my own whatever, take my photo. And so yeah, something about Kodak and Kodiak and bears and Ursa Major and Ursa Minor. And basically, we are here in the Little League. Like, we're here learning to play in the big leagues, okay? Also, if you were little, you might have eaten Big League Chew. You might like Big League Chew. You might use chew. I don't know what that means, but like, like dip. You dip. Okay. I don't think you dip. Maybe you know someone who dips. I don't know. Yeah. But essentially this artwork is showing also all the different ways. Like uh curiously enough, the developer that we're in was not created by the humans. Okay. So like these were beings that came before us that also create new sentient coded life. And human is just like the current one that's being developed, okay? And yeah, so this is representing like our teachers that came before us. And the Ankh is the needle. And then you are, you need to thread the needle. And this is like combining the masculine and the feminine, right? And yeah, so my artwork is super coded. If you want to get it, My website is linked in the description. Okay. Yeah, there's a lot here. This is the masculine, feminine combined, Kundalini rising. And see, now the interesting thing is when, excuse me, I draw my art, I channel it. So while I'm in the moment, I don't quite realize what I'm doing until I look afterward and I'm like, oh my God, that actually makes a lot of sense. Okay. So yeah. So check out that if you like my art. All right, lit 1523 on the timer. 1523. 50, okay, so it's giving that you, okay, a lot of like our whole collective here is like for Isis, okay? But you've also looked in the mirror and seen the self, and you're being born real, okay? So you're creating your real third dimensional being, okay? Layer by layer. Okay? So yeah, that's weird. All right, let's get into some cards and see what's up with the here and the now in this dimension where we are right now, where you're in the developer, and let's talk about it. Okay, Spirit, come through with a message for, like, why do the people, obviously, other than what I just said and all this information, that's really cool. What about the people do they need to know right now? Trust. Trust. Before I saw this trust card, I also saw a little baby orange snake. Okay. And I'll show you it. It was this one? A little ring. It looks like a little orange snake. See? With green eyes. Oh, you know what this is telling me? Trust. Okay. Sometimes I just get all these messages, and I can't wait for like the telepathic realms when I can just like you'll know exactly what I mean just by looking at me type vibes. But um I'm hearing that you need to trust your creativity, darling, because that's going to lead you right into the green eyes, which is basically you're going to be feeling it's going to lead into growth, money, all sorts of fun stuff. I'm hearing. Also, you might have green eyes. You know, my eyes are hazel. Sometimes they look brown and sometimes they look green. So yeah, your name might be Hazel. If it's Hazel, write it down in the comments. That's really cool. Yeah, but trust. Also, I just heard maybe you're getting access to your trust fund. Like, what? What does that even mean? Okay. This might, okay, let's talk about it in the spiritual. Your trust fund happens to be all of the stuff that you've cached in past lives. So that shit's getting downloaded to you. Also, access to money. Okay. That's what I'm getting. And you trust what you receive from above and within. Okay. So see how these two are mirroring each other? And then there's this crystal in the center. So you're the crystal in the center being created. So trust in that. Don't trust in the exterior stuff that you see, because that's part of the developer. So everything you need to worry about is just evolving your energy within. Okay. And that will equate to there is freedom within, there is freedom without. Catch the deluge in a paper cup. Okay, sorry, I'm not trying to sing good today. My voice is kind of, I don't know, weird lately. Or not even, I don't know. Moths might be important to you, butterflies. Also amethyst crystals. It's like, listen to it, amethyst, amethyst. You are, you're a theist. You know what the fuck's up. Yeah, and these are the three I wear from Otter Spirit. I don't have a little thing with them, but whatever. Shout out to Otter Spirit. I wear this one because I'm safe, I'm confident, and I'm connected to the spirit realm. Okay. So I love that. This Jasper, um, what's the yellow one? Citrine, and then amethyst. So yeah, very cool, very cool, very cool. Very cool, darling. All right. So yeah, trust. Man, be trusting and like trust is like a very high frequency, okay? Because when you trust in the universe and you trust in this shit, that everything's gonna be cool, because like just like think how comfortable that is. Your only job is to evolve your consciousness, and everything else is gonna fall into place. So stop worrying about it, babe, and live in trust. All right, that's what they're saying. How about that? The void and the observer coming in to play here. Just want you guys to see the very beautiful parts, okay? You're a diamond, babe. You're a diamond, first of all. Like I said, we're here in the little leagues. That's the diamond, right? We play on the diamond fields. Yeah, the dielectric mind fields. What? Because everything here is dielectric and that dielectricity is actually gravity. Okay. Yeah, but we're not going there right now. So essentially, be the observer of your own consciousness and realize that you are kind of like in a void space, right? The void space to me is also the 0 point within, and this is where this is where your consciousness is developing, okay? So don't attach to the things in the void that are kind of like coming at you to develop you, okay? Be the observer, all right? Ramdas, first of all, I love Ramdas, okay? Like so much. Dick Alpert. Sorry, not Halpert. It was Jim Halpert. See, this whole world is like, and then today I got like Map and Pam, and Map, mother of all perceptions. I like, my whole brain works like this. There was a whole bunch of other things too. I should write them down. They're really kind of interesting, but be the observer, babe. Okay? Be the observer. And yeah, just realize you're in a movie. Okay? You're in an actual movie right here. Um, what I just heard, we're acting out the scripts that were written before. And so now we're writing the new scripts for what will come. Okay? So take that as it resonates. You might be a writer. Um, that's cool. But I always like to say that when you like awaken in the matrix, if you will, then you transcend the matrix and then you become your own creator and then you leave behind something that is written or created for those to come in the develop, like the next generation, okay? Interestingly enough, our phones have generations, our people have generations. I mean, come on, it's not that hard to look to see how everything is like literally connected, okay? Um, yeah. And this is probably why like I'm hearing like how like Hollywood does like a lot of like repeating. It's almost like they don't have the ability to come up with the new stuff. That's like you. You're here to come up with the new stuff. So they just repeat, you know. And really that's just the system. The system is just kind of working with old. It's like showing that we're kind of getting like redundant here, okay? Um and redundancy in the fact in the meaning where it's like is happening over and over, okay? So yeah, like what happens when you're fully developed and you graduate the matrix? I'm interested to see. You know what I mean? So show us, spirit. Um, okay. Okay, so right now also, if you're feeling overwhelmed, spirit wants you to like be withdrawing and releasing. Okay? So go within yourself and release baggage. And something about a fox. You're a foxy mom. Okay, I'm sorry, I just like lost the channel. Oh my gosh. Okay. So they're saying when you release, you're releasing your car. Okay. So you're giving it, you're like making it new. Okay. So when you release the old baggage and you work through it and you live in trust and you release the fear and all of that, you become new. Okay. And withdraw. Well, this is what I'm getting with this. They want, like, anytime you want to create something new, they want you to go inside and make sure it's like fully like resonating with your whole self. Okay. So your inner space time is really important. Okay. Because that's where like so much of the alchemization happens. Yeah, you get the experience in the external, and then it comes in. But the real thing is to go in. The craft is inside, you know, craft. Your spacecraft is inside your Merkaba, which is, how you actually get into the unified frequency of oneness, which is like the unity realm, so that you can travel through space time. Okay. I mean, come on, connect to heart. I can't even like make this stuff up. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you for clarifying what I just said. And it's always, that's like the answer. Connect to heart. Connecting to your heart is meditation. Breathing, following your breathing is calming your mind down. Sitting in one spot is calming the body down. And then getting into those frequencies and connecting into your heart is where all truth and answers come, because the heart is the only thing that can create the rainbow. I'm hearing, okay? Because your head only has the three to work with, and your lower self only has the three to work with, which is like the lower is like red, orange, yellow, okay? And then the above is indigo, blue, indigo, and violet. So for them to become a whole prismatic rainbow and like be doing their thing, they have to go through the vortex, which is the heart, and then emanates the seventh frequency, which is magenta. What? I don't know. You're just like you're going like, even so it's like definition. There's first dimension, two dimension, and then you go to like 3D, and then like 4K, and then high def, and then Wi-Fi. It's like a whole thing. Okay, like this is how we evolve, apparently. Okay, anything else, Spirit? Hmm. Opening up the deck to Eight of Cups. 27 on the timer when I saw that. Okay, yeah, I mean, this is really you recalibrating how you see the reality. So what you used to think filled your cups it no longer fulfills, it doesn't sustain. And you going inside and going into your true center, um you've connected back to the thing that sustains, okay? Yeah, which is your own energetic source, okay? I feel like I have to cough. Yeah, death. You know, this is you putting to death your old life. Okay, it's getting redundant now, right? So, um, you've already been through the death and rebirth. You've already been walking away from the old cups energetically. And so, release that shit, connect to your heart, go into your own space, and trust that this shit is going to pop off, is what I'm hearing, okay? Trust that the shit is going to pop off. Speaking of the shit popping off, let's not talk about that. But anyway, Queen of Cups. This is you. Very nurturing, very loving. And look, she has three. How about that? She has three roses in her hair. The three roses of Sharon. Sharon. Maybe your name is Sharon. But you also are very sharing, okay? You're the type to not gatekeep, and that's amazing. You share what you know, and you just move forward. Not to mention the crown, the crown that you wear and the throne that you sit upon is pure gold, okay? Of the highest caliber and of the utmost ability to move energy through, okay? Yeah. Maybe you want to have a sand castle, or you're going to go. Yeah, Spirit wants you to meditate, literally, okay? Your meditations are very important to this reality, and also to your spiritual growth, okay? And your ability to ascend this reality. But really, is there an ascension? Pardon me, that was gross. No, I don't know if there's an ascension as much as there is expansion. So you have expanded beyond the need for a discourse grid. Okay. So, yeah, you've like learned your karmic lessons. All right. So, yeah, Spirit's ready to lift you up. Okay. Six of Cups coming out. You're here now to leave something for like the children, which you are a child, but you know what I mean? Like your holy child is healed. Your inner child is fully healed. And so you have access to your full chi power. Okay. Stability, Four of Wands. So yeah, trust in the stability of spirit within, and that will equate to stability in your reality external to self. Is how it works. Okay, so trust it. All right. That's the message. 3052 on the timer. You are graduating the matrix realms of Agamemnon. Agamemnon is a game of non-memory. You will never lose your memories again. That's what I heard. You will never be reinserted into a dimension where you go back to square one. Okay. Mm-mm. And that's the thing. You go back to square one, but you keep the heart growth. Always you keep the heart growth, but you're done in the discourse realm. Okay. This was like you've proven you're good. You like before I incarnated, they were like, just don't lose your light. And I was like, okay, because this was like my third round, if you will, of like proving that like I can ascend to the frequencies and get the fuck out of here. I have this weird memory. So, um, you know, there's stuff I could say about that, but yeah, you are writing your doorway to a new chapter. So trust in it and go in your heart and be the scribe from there. There is no death anyway. Death is life. Like you've actually become death in the fact that you're alive now. So the other half of you would be dead. So it's like half of you is dead and half of you is alive because we're in like the half life realm where you have to sleep to recharge, you know, like the Matrix, like we're sharing. Yeah. I'm getting like all these really weird downloads and like I want to say them, but also I don't really know if it's like needed for what I'm trying to give. Okay. Uh, yeah. Okay. I love you so much, and you are Rafiki. Namaste.
Always remember that all new adorations are born through the mother. The doors to the infinite come from the motherboard. To you. This has been Unity Consciousness Videos.